The final episode of Endgame cards in Ultimate Team 22, right? So we have so far discussed about defenders and midfielders. So in this episode, we will go through the endgame attackers, right? Again, so before we start the attackers list, quickly want to thank you for the support on the previous two episodes. That's the defenders and the midfielders. It's good to see. Uh, Not great, but yeah, little support uh, for a new YouTuber. Yeah. Chalo, let's quickly jump into today's discussion, that is wingers, right? So this for me, this 23 players that we have on the screen right now are the endgame wingers that are available in FIFA Ultimate Team 22, right? Now again, how do I get this list, right? So what exactly are the filters, what exactly are the characteristics that have been factored to get this list of players, right? So wingers, right? Wingers is a very important position, right? So how exactly are the wingers used? Basically, what is the role of a winger in a match, in a game, right? They are the ones who carry the ball into the final third, right? So for that they need pace, right? At this state of the game, 95 pace is like bare minimum, right? I mean, again, just a quick reminder, so these are all cards that have been factored only using the base game stats, right? I know there will be few cards who might probably be or should be in this list but are not, because their base stats do not meet the criteria, but by giving them specific chemistry styles they'll probably be up there. So we are not talking about those cards, we are only talking about the cards with minimum base attributes, right? So again, the first factor is the pace. So let's assume that the player is in the final third, and then what do we do? What does the winger do once they are in the final third? They'll have to dribble past, right? Try to get into those attacking zones where they can take a shot, right? So for that factor they would definitely require high dribbling, right? Minimum 90 dribbling, right? Now let's say there is a clear chance for a shot to be taken, so they would need at least 90 shooting, right? And this for wingers, long shots is also an important factor, because they'll be probably in those edge of the box areas. So if they are trying to take a shot, they will need to have a good long shot attribute. So 90 across all shooting attributes is bare minimum. So let's assume there is a clear open chance that a striker can take. So for that reason they would also need to have good passing, right? Crossing as well, right? If you are probably in the wide areas of the pitch and there is a clear opportunity, so they would need to also have crossing attribute. And stamina, right? 90 stamina is very minimum. I know we do have like 3 subs, but we are like in the end game of FIFA, so we just talk about the perfect cards, like the premium cards. So these are the basic attributes which have been factored to get this list of players. Great, let's jump into these cards, quickly go through this, because again, like I mentioned multiple times, we have so many options in attacking areas, right, across all leagues. So this is what EA has done this year, and it's great. It's definitely great, because football is all about scoring goals, having fun, but it would be good to see EA be consistent and provide those great cards in different positions, for example fullbacks, or let's say in midfield as well, right? Anyways, so Pele, I think it's better just leave this card like this. This icon moments Pele, I think he is the highest or probably the costliest card in Ultimate Team right now. He just can play anywhere. Cam, left wing, right wing, striker. You just place him anywhere, he'll get the job done. So it's pretty redundant to talk about him. Dembele, again one of the premium wingers. I would strictly use him as a winger if probably I have it, but I don't use a formation with left wing and right wing. I use a 4-2-3-1. So again, but for players who use 4-4-2, 4-3-3-4, right? So this is one of the great wingers, right? I mean, double five It just covers everything. There is basically no weakness in this card. Salah again, great wingers. I probably use him as my RAM. That's closest to being a winger, but again one of the premium wingers. Will I use? So basically, the first three cards I'll definitely take in my club any day, any time of the day, basically, right? It's basically the top three cards. Ginola again, he has all the characteristics for a winger, but will I use him in my wing positions? No, I would not, because I would strictly use Ginola as my striker. That's basically the way, I mean, I use FIFA Ultimate Team. That's my understanding of the game. The reason is why I would prefer him as a striker. He has those different animations, like his turnings. So basically, for me, your wingers have to be the most agile player on the pitch, right? They carry out the ball, right? And they need to be very reactive to make those turns. So Ginola has those stats, but because of his height and those animations, he is not that agile for me, right? That's only my opinion. Ribery, yes, one of the great wingers, definitely one of the great wingers. Bale, this is interesting because he has that height, which I would not recommend, right? But he's just different in game. He's just completely different in game. I would definitely use Bale as my right winger or even striker. I mean, he can fit in any side of the pitch, probably even Cam as well. Neymar, again a great card, amazing card. 5/5, can do anything on the pitch. Will I use him there? Yes, I would, but because I use a 4-2-3-1, I kind of prefer Neymar in my cam position. Eriksen, again, like we discussed yesterday, he has everything that is required for a striker, for a cam, for a winger. This is one of those cards that you can just drop in any area of the pitch and he'll get the job done, right? He has those defending stats as well for someone who would want to use comeback on defense on wingers. He'll just be outstanding anywhere on the pitch. And because of this left, I mean, I think, yeah, 5/5, if you're using at a left wing, right, he can also bang in those long range shots or probably those crosses via left foot, which are pretty important. Dybala, great card, amazing card. I would definitely take in my club. The reason is he has those amazing long shots, and he also has those trades like finish shot trade, long shot taker trade, which I definitely want in my wingers, someone who are taking from long range shots, right? Again, a premium card, great card. Alvarez, the newly upgraded card. I mean, he is just outstanding. I have not used him so far, but it's basically, he has everything. I mean, he's not lacking in any aspect of the game, right? On basically on base game stats. So just can't imagine how he'll be in the game. Will I use him in a wing position or a striker? Definitely striker, because of those high finishing stats. I would want my players to have like near enough perfect shooting so that they can convert those open chances. Perisic, again, a strictly wide winger, right? Like we discussed yesterday, I'll not use him in the central area of the pitch. I'll use him definitely in the wide area of the pitch, right? If you're someone who would take long range shots, probably right wing or else strictly left wing, he'll get the job done. He'll be also providing that physical presence, right? Someone that you can use a comeback on defense instruction on Perisic. Sanchez, again a great card. I would definitely use him at left wing because of those great stats, shooting stats, passing stats, dribbling stats, amazing. Like, he's just again a premium card for French leagues. Marcelo, 5/5 meta. Many players did use him in the center mid position, but I would not do that because of the high-low work rate. I would rather use him in the central areas of the pitch, or probably the wing, because of his height and his high reactions. A great card, a great card. You can probably use him in left wing, right wing, cam, anywhere. One of the premium wingers in the game. Di Natale, amazing card. He was one of the best cards in the game not a long while ago. Perfect. Again, he has everything that any of the attackers should have, right? So I can use him as a striker as well, but a striker with great passing. So that's how great he is. Gravenberg surprise there, but again, like we discussed yesterday, I would definitely try to use him at a cam position. But of all, because of the stats, he can be used anywhere, like left wing, right wing, right? He has 5-star skill moves, high work rate. I would not recommend high work rate because I would want my attackers to probably focus on attack. But I mean, for people who are using 3-5-2, right? He can easily provide that comeback on defense opportunity on your left or right mid. It's a great card, complete well-rounded card. Berardi, he was one of the fraud cards that we had this year. I mean, I think he was going for more than a million when he came in. He was released into the FUT squads, but I think in a day or two his price went down from 1 million to probably 200k or 300k. Again, he has amazing stats, but his in-game performance is completely different. I did use him. Okay, this is a new card, probably from 85 to 10, but I did use him at a striker position, cam position, and right wing. He was just not there. Uh, I mean, as an attacking option, I would want my player to be occupying those free spaces, but he was not doing that. So, but yeah, I mean, stats point of view, he's definitely up there. Roy is one of my favorite FIFA cards. He's just amazing in real life and also in this game. He always gets one special card which is outstanding, and this is his card for this year. Perfect card. I mean, you can use him as a cam, winger, anywhere. Just a great card. Coman, great card again. I would definitely using as my left wing, strictly left wing, not at striker, not at right wing, because his finish shots are broken. Again, that's pretty much because of the curve stat, right? So it's great that when a card has finish shot trait and as well as those high attributes in the curve, so the long shots, specifically those finish shots, would go in. Torres, again a great card, just like Coman. Great curve and long shot attributes. A great option in a striker position as well. You can use him probably in your left wing or striker. I would probably prefer to use him as my left winger than a striker, because he's just amazing. His movement near the box is too good. Carrasco, one of the expensive SBCs we have had this year. This is his cam version. Would I take his right wing version in the winger spot? No, I would not. I would probably use his right wing version in the striker area, right? As a striker. But his cam version is great on the side area of the pitch, wing, because he has everything like passing, shooting, pace, strength. I mean, if you want to get into those duels with your fullbacks, and again, high work rate, which is good sometimes but not all the times. Elsha, again one of the FIFA rats. He always gets one special card irrespective of his performance, because that's his legendary status in the game. Great card, amazing card. I've used him a lot, right? I was basically running a Syria squad, and he was the broken piece which I had, and as soon as he was out, I didn't mind what his price was. Obviously I ended up overpaying him, but I had great fun with him. Great card. You can probably use him again in any of the attacking. I mean, I would not obviously use him at the striker position, but cam, left wing, right wing, anywhere, he'll get the job done. The new transfer for Man U fans, this is a great card. I think he was one of the cheapest SBC, considering the value that he provided. Well-rounded card. His strength also would come in handy when you are into those duels with your fullbacks. His long range, the curve, the finish shot rate, crossing, basically he has everything that a winger should have. Great card. Again, this card, Felipe, he's also one of those players that gets a special card irrespective of performance, like real life performance, because he is that legendary status in FIFA, right? He has had great cards during his West Ham days, and I think he was also in a different club last year. He had a special card back then as well, because you see, right? I mean, as a winger, what do you want? Crossing, he has that curve, he has it. Long shots, basically perfect. Pace perfect. Strength perfect. Stamina perfect. You can't ask for more. Probably reactions, but yeah, that's bare minimum 90, and we can improve that. So yeah, this for me is the top tier winger list in FIFA Ultimate 22. I probably might be missing one player, and that's Gucci Gang. He did not make into this list because of his low passing, right? Okay, servers, Gucci. So that's long pass for you there, 85. As a winger, you would want that to be higher, right? Obviously, that can be increased by a game style, which is what I've done there using Deadeye. But again, he is one of those cards who is amazing. It's just that the long pass is on the lower side, but I'm using him. I think I've used him for like 400 odd games, and he is just amazing. Like perfect card, a great card. So, but he did not make into the list because of the long pass attribute, which is slightly on the lower side. Yep. So these for me are the top 23 wingers in the game, right? Please do comment down below if I'm missing more cards, just like how I missed, or probably it did not include, Saint Alan Maximin. Moving on to the striker list. Right, so this is one area where EA pretty much gave all the Premier League cards. I think this list has 70% of Premier League cards. That's how it is. I don't think we have anyone. Okay, we do have Militao from Syria. Anyone from German leagues? Okay, Mane, the new card. Yeah, I think 70% of this is basically from Premier League. Cool. Let's get into the striker list again. Just a note on how did we get this list. As a striker, you're looking for near enough, perfect finishing stats, right? So let's quickly explain. Pace, again mandatory, 95 pace is like bare minimum. Shooting attributes, the top three attributes, like long shots do not matter for striker because they are basically near the goal line, near your goalies, right, near the opposition goalies. So long shots would not matter that much. So the top three stats, however, have to be 95. I mean, we can probably take 90 as well, but now that we have so many in-game cards, let's just focus on the premium in-game cards. So the top three stats in the shooting attribute have to be 95. Passing, it's irrelevant, but it's important that we also have good passing, like decent passing, not good passing, decent passing. um, Dribbling, definitely all 90s. That's bare minimum, right? And heading accuracy, I mean, it's not that important, but I would prefer to have strikers who can head the ball if required. So let's assume that the heading accuracy have to be at least 80, like jumping and heading accuracy. And strength, aggression, I mean, if you have it, it's great, but it's for me it's irrelevant. So that's how we get the strikers list. And so I think we can just skip the first two cards. I mean, we don't have to talk about these two cards. Basically, they are again the definition of a striker, both in FIFA Ultimate Team and in real life. Pele and CR7, perfect. I mean, you will not find any weakness. Probably with Ronaldo, the balance probably is on the lower side, but you can just improve that using engine chem style, which is what everyone does. And also the 90 balance makes sense because of his height, right? I mean, if that is probably, let's say, 95 or 96, he'll just be broken, right? People with all those 5-star skills will just abuse using Ronaldo. So I mean, they are the top two strikers, like end game strikers for me, right? I'll also probably include Ben Yedder there. It's very tough to select top three like in the proper order between Ben Yedder, CR7 and Pele, but yeah, so they are for me the best in-game strikers. Lewandowski, great card. He is my super sub. He has everything. I mean, with the high-low work rate, EA made it basically the pure meta. Right? I don't know what, but high-low work rate strikers move very differently in game. They occupy those open spaces like no one does. And with the 99 attacking position and basically everything, I mean, you will not find any weakness with Lewandowski. Again, an endgame premium card. Bale, he has featured in our camps list, wingers list, striker list. Basically, he's an endgame card. You can use him anywhere on the pitch. right? Ben Yedder, the rat of FIFA. This was a great, I would not call it a great grind, but this was definitely a huge grind to unlock this card. Like those heading accuracy, jumping for such a short player, double five, high low work rates. Again, a proper definition of what a striker should be. Haaland, yes, great card, amazing card, but it's something to do with his height, which probably does not fit the meta of this game. But in terms of stats, attributes, just a complete perfect striker. Mane, again an endgame striker from Bundesliga, the recent card. It's very difficult to talk about these cards because they are just perfect cards. I mean, these 98, 99 rated cards, you will not find any weakness whatsoever. Just like the same with Alvarez, right? He has everything. I mean, you can't expect uh, any great stats or attributes from these cards. I mean, they are just perfect endgame cards. So it's Perisic, right? I would not use him as a striker though because of his height and those. It's just different. But as a winger, he is definitely one of the great wingers. Militao, he did make into this list, but would I recommend? No, because of his 4-star abilities, right? At this stage of the game, you would definitely want someone with at least a 5-star skill or a 5-star weak foot. I would prefer weak foot over skill moves any day because I don't skill that much in the game. It's always important to have that 5-star weak foot so that you can just dummy your opponent and score a goal with your weak foot. Richarlison, again a new card from Premier League. He is also someone that gets majority of cards in one FIFA cycle, and this card is no different. One of the best physical strikers that we will have in game. uh, it's just sad that EA did not give him any trades, right? I would definitely prefer outside foot shot trade and chip shot trade for strikers, right? I mean, that's how I select my strikers, because outside foot shot is very important to give those power shots, and chip shot, I don't know, it's something to do with the trade that when you go for a chip shot, it more or less ends up in a goal. Mbappe, Mbappe Paul, Mbappe Paul. I mean, there are so many nicknames, but yeah, I mean, just a proper rat. He actually did not make into the list because I had 95 shot power as basic requirement. But I mean, there is no striker list without Mbappe. Let's be honest. That's the only weakness, if I can call, that this card has, the shot power. I mean, that's basically what we improve using chem styles. But yeah, I would rather prefer uh, Ben Yedder over Mbappe any day. I would rather prefer Alvarez over Mbappe any day. Simple. Werner, again, he was one of those meta cards when he was released, with 5-star weak foot, speed dribbler, but again, outside foot shot is missing, but I mean, great striker. I did use him in few of the objectives and he was a lethal finisher there. Nunes, the one who did not get the upgrade, to many surprises, but he was already an end game. Let's be honest, he was already an end game. But again, just like Haaland, because of his height, it's little different to use those physical type of strikers, right? But he is a great card from, again, a Premier League. So basically, this list is dominated by Premier League. Next up is Wadi, 5-star weak foot, great work here there. Dives into tackles. This is what we would prefer on defenders, but he has a being a striker. Again, 99s in the top 3 sections. Long shots do not matter for the strikers. Heading abilities, pace, decent passing, great dribbling. Just an endgame card. Wadi. Jesus, the recent transfer card. Again, will I use him? I would not, because he's missing the outside foot shot trait, but he has the chip shot trait and also the 5-star skills, which majority of the players use nowadays, right? He has everything. Like his movement around the box is amazing, right? A great dribbler around the box, and his physical attributes are also great, amazing. He can bully the opponents if required. It's just that the composure is slightly on the lower side, right? And also the trait, like we discussed. I would definitely prefer my strikers to have 5-star weak foot and outside foot short trade, so that you can just dummy your opponent. Your opponent probably would be guessing, would you go for a left footed shot or a right foot shot? And outside foot short trade would help you bang those, shots with high power. So that's how I kind of select my strikers. But yep, I think we are almost done. This for me are the premium endgame strikers in Ultimate Team right now. I don't think we'll have any more cards in Ultimate Team because EA is pretty much focusing on FIFA 23, and we are excited about that. So if you're still playing this game, just try to get any of these cards and share your experience, how it has been, in the comments section below. And hope you liked it. Right, that's it. Thank you.